Hey guys, what's up? Welcome back to my channel. It's Brittany here with another video to help you guys live a happy, healthy, awesome life in a wheelchair. And I am in my kitchen getting ready to cut my toenails, and I thought, people want to watch me cut my toenails, right? I haven't really talked about foot care or anything like that, but the other day I was thinking about it when a friend that was on my Facebook posted that he goes for pedicures to get his toenails cut, which is totally fine. If I was not lazy and more ambitious, I probably would go get pedicures more often. But I just cut my own toenails, and I thought maybe you guys would want to kind of hear the things that I do in order to make sure that my feet don't get pressure sores, that I don't get sores in between my toes, and that I don't get ingrown toenails. So I'm gonna cut my toenails on YouTube. Okay, so I always use not toenail clippers. I always use fingernail clippers when I cut my toenails because my toes are small and my nails are small, so I just don't want to use a giant clipper that I feel like is going to be harder to use. So one of the things that, like, this doesn't seem related, but weight management is important to me for more than just like being able to transfer independently and all of that stuff and be healthy. I like to be able to lift my leg up after it stops spasming. I like to be able to lift my leg up so that I can cut my toenails and put my shoes on and stuff like that. And if I had a big belly, which it's not that I don't have a belly at all, but I am able to lift my foot up, which I think is really important. Sometimes if my foot, because my cushion is really, the depth of my cushion is really thin, or not, short. The depth of my cushion is really short in this chair, so I used to be able to put my foot up a lot better. So I kind of have to like lean it over to the side and then diagonal it so that it has room. But I do this, and then I sort of bend my foot up. So if you have spasms, then it's not as easy. And then I just sort of flatten out my toes. And then I start from, it depends on which foot I'm doing, but when I'm doing my right foot, I start from the outside and go the other way. I start from like the outside of my toe, the left side of my toe to the right side of my toe. And I try to make sure that I clip as straight across as possible. Because when you clip your nails into like a round, then that's when you start to get like ingrown toenails. And nobody wants that. So I try to keep my nails really short too, so they're not poking other parts of my feet, so that I don't get pressure sores when my feet are mashed together in my shoes. So once I have my foot up, I'm just sort of like supporting my bottom of my foot with my left hand, and then using my right hand to clip my nails. And then just like one nail at a time. Set that on my counter and I'll put it in the garbage after. And then I just like each toe I lift up as I'm cutting it. And I'm sort of like leaning, if you can see, I'm leaning with this elbow on this wheel because I can't balance super well. So I'm trying to like compensate with my one side. I dropped that toenail. I had to pick it up. Okay, so try and keep your toenails cut as straight across as possible. My big toe is a little bit more curved, but I still don't go like right curved so that my toenails don't ingrow. And then I will do my other foot. Slip her off. So again, it kind of takes me a minute for my spasms to settle down, for me to get my foot up on my cushion. And then I'm just like shoving my leg in. I always use this arm to support my foot and this arm to cut because I'm right-handed. So supporting my toes underneath, and each toe that I'm cutting, I'm pushing up with my finger. The nails on this foot always grow faster than the nails on the other foot, so they're always longer. And cutting straight across so that I don't get ingrown toenails. Okay, so done cutting my toenails. One of the things that is really important is to check your feet, the skin on your feet, because pressure sores can happen anywhere. So I always look in between my toes. I actually do this in bed when I'm laying down every morning when I get dressed. When I'm pulling my foot up to put it inside my pants, I check in between my toes and sort of under, especially if there's ones that sort of curl under a lot, then I check sort of under where the foot and toe meet so that I know whether there's any moisture in there. And I actually get my feet crack like in between my toes sometimes because they get too much moisture if I don't watch. So I've kind of like every once in a while been complacent, and then there's been lots of moisture in between my toes if I haven't dried it really well out after the shower, and then it's like the skin's like degraded, and then it's made like a sore or a wound, and then I've had to like make sure I dry it out, and I'll have to like roll up toilet paper or like gauze and put it in between my toes so that my toes aren't squished together so that it can dry. So first thing is check your skin on your feet. Make sure you're checking your skin however you want to do it, whether you're in your chair or you're laying down. Second thing is make sure that you dry your feet really well outside of the shower, because your toes just are naturally kind of curled up all the time and they will retain moisture, and moisture is bad for skin breakdown. So just make sure you're doing that. So check both feet in between your toes, making sure that there is no sores and that they're nice and dry. And then if my feet actually get too dry, then I will use some sort of moisturizer in between my toes so that they don't crack like from dryness. So if they're too wet, the skin can degrade and cause sores. And if they're too dry, your skin can crack. So you got to just kind of make sure that there's like a balanced level of moisture on your feet in order for the skin not to break down. So that's really it. Other than when I put my feet in my shoes, the other thing that's really important to me for foot care is making sure that my toes are flat. So I know it's really hard when you're putting your foot in a shoe to know whether your toes are flat, but I've definitely learned over the years how to do it. So like I put my feet in and I actually put my hand under my foot as far as it'll go into the shoe so that I know that my foot's flat, and then I feel on top of the sole of the shoe. If there's like a huge bump, I know my one foot is bent, curled under. And then I take my foot out and I kind of like pull it backwards so that the toe can straighten out. And then I go put it back in until it's straight. And I've had pressure sores on my toe before. Like it might seem like something you're like, I don't care. I can't really feel my feet. Doesn't hurt. But my spasticity will be worse if I don't make sure my feet or my toes are straight. And also, if my toe is bent under, then there's constant pressure on the tip of the toe. And I've had a pressure sore there before, and it took a really long time to heal because the circulation is not that good in your feet. So for me, it's just easier to always be diligent about checking my skin even on my feet and making sure it's nice and dry. So that's how I cut my toenails. I have no idea whether this was even helpful at all. I don't know how many people that are in wheelchairs or are paraplegics cut their own toenails, or if going to get pedicures is a very common thing. I'm really hesitant to get a pedicure because I've gotten a manicure before and I've gotten like an infected nail from like their little clippers and stuff. So I tend to do everything at home just because I know it's my own bacteria and I'm not like swapping foot fungus bacteria with other people. And yes, I'm sure that they clean, but I'm just really paranoid about it. So that's why I tend to do it at home. But if you go and get pedicures, great. That's awesome, and a great way to get your toenails cared for. So either way, just make sure they're cut and healthy, and however you want to do it is up to you. Okay, that's all I got for you guys today. If this was helpful, please let me know. If there's anything else about like foot care that you want to see, I don't think there's really anything else I could tell you, but if there's any questions you have that I didn't talk about, then feel free to put them in the comments and I'll try to answer them. Thanks so much for watching, guys. I will catch you on another video. Bye!